Well, back home, and damn it, I wanted to do 3 hours last night. I had an idea. Get this out of my way for a while. I had an idea that I wanted to start a space, and I knew it wasn't gonna fucking work. I probably brought that bad juju with me. Okay, I just because every time I try to do a space, I have technical issues. It's probably me. Okay, has nothing to do with anything else. Just me. But regardless, I knew that I'd probably have trouble. Now I've had one go good, and that was a great one. And well, I've had, I guess they go all right, but there was one with actual dialogue and conversation, and it just went smooth. I was very pleased with that. See, I don't like X because you can't see me. Okay, I don't trust that shit anymore. I've seen what they're doing, and I've seen a lot of other things. Not X in general, but I just see I'm reading the tea leaves, and I don't like that. Um, I got a feeling it's going to get to a point where you're going to be talking to a machine real quick, and if you ain't looking at the face you're talking to, well, I don't know what to tell you. For now, you might be good, but it's getting sneaky, and I'm not stupid, so I'm dumb, but I'm not stupid. Anyways, so that's why I don't really like doing it that way. The catch 22 is there's a lot of good people on there, and they may not know about these things. And this is going to be going under the Cugs folder, probably on YouTube and Rumble. All right. What I did last night isn't on YouTube. It didn't get into anything real bad, but I can see them having a problem with it. And so I just cut that off at the pass. So if you want to see what it was, it's just me and a fellow named Braden shooting the shit for a minute. Best we could through technical stuff. It's okay. It's like making an omelet. We're gonna have to break some eggs, and we're gonna have to figure it out. And the luxury on your guys' part is you get to watch that unfold, and then you don't have to make those same mistakes. So you're welcome. But anyways, so it went good. I guess I should start at the beginning of what I'm doing. Um, I said yesterday on X that I was going to start a space called Archaics Decompressed. And I told Jay that, and he didn't give me any flack. So I thought I'd still do it. So I did. And yesterday he also released a video, an Archaics Drops. And if you don't know who Jason Bashirs is by this point, I don't know what to tell you. You probably need to wait, start paying attention. You don't have to believe everything he says, but this dude's not fucking around. So you might want to put that on your radar. But anyways, anyone who listens to Jay knows that it's like a fire hose of all the information. So when I listen to his stuff, I gotta barely can write because I'm listening. And when I'm listening, if I'm writing, I'm not paying attention. So it makes it tough. So when he's going through all these things, I was like, I'm gonna have a notepad and I'm just gonna write down keywords. I'm not gonna get crazy with questions or unravelings because I can't understand all this shit anyways. I mean, a lot of it, So I thought, what the hell? But that's what this is about. This is what this whole thing that I'm doing is kind of about. And it's called Archaics Decompress. So when you see our AD, I've named it that, in its title, that is Archaics Decompressed, and that will be part of it. I'm sorry, I'm itching. I just got back from the woods. It was great. I got metal put up on my shed, on my cabin, and got some grass cut, and it was just a good couple days. I needed to. I'm always grateful when I get to go out there and just be. There's no power, you got the generator and stuff, and I do have Starlink, so that makes it fun. But for the most part, it's me and a fire and whatever I can get into, and it's great. I learn a lot. So last night I set up, and I was like, "That's it." I said at 9 p.m. I'm starting a space. Okay. Now the night before I was up till 1 wanting to hit play and I wouldn't do it. And got pissed off at myself. I'm like, what the fuck? What the frig is your problem? Just hit play. No. No. So I had to tell on myself. And so I did. And I said I'd do it for 3 hours. And, well, we got about an hour and 3 minutes. We probably got 8 minutes of talking because I don't know, it just wouldn't work. Like either Braden's internet was fucked up or mine was fucked up. It kicked me off too. So I was like, it can't just be him. But like a good Boy Scout, I don't ever leave anything up to a cloud. So I made sure to record it and then I threw that on Rumble. And that was our shenanigans from last night is AD1. This will probably be AD 1.1, you know? And yeah, what I set out to do in the beginning, before Braden even, is I wanted a place that we could discuss archaics, and I hate saying that. It's real weird for me even to say that because that's Jason Bashir's, and Jason is archaics. Anyone who knows, he is. But the stuff that he's bringing out is so much bigger than any of us, and and talking with Braden yesterday made me realize, because as I got to get to know him, and this dude's 20, all right, that's young. That's awesome to me, though, that I could be 46 and I'm talking to a 20-year-old and he has the same things going on in his life, like the normies that you just can't find people. You find people who are receptive, but they probably don't know much. And the ones who do know are friggin' probably busy. So, and they're probably researchers and their brain is on a whole different vibe. But there's people like me, and maybe, I don't know, Braden might be like that, who really get this stuff on certain levels. And it's really hard to find other folks to rap about it, like in a nice setting where I try to make it as accommodating as possible. I make a nice little ambiance of a campfire, and I try to play mood music. I have to break it up, so I try to play some tunes in there because I need breaks when I'm out there. It's different. It's a different vibe than when I'm here. But I'm going to try it again. It probably isn't going to happen for a couple weeks. I say that it could happen tomorrow. But I'm going to try to do it here. Maybe I can cut out some of the technical difficulties. It'll be just the same on maybe X. They're stupid, 2D, just what I like to call that the party line. That's what it's like. It's like talking on the telephone and I'm not a telephone guy. And that's what it just reminds me of. And that's why I'm really not digging it too much. But when it works, it's cool. When it works, it's great. So I'm like, wow, that's cool. I really have like solid, impactful conversation. I can get to them that way. But for the most part, it's just nothing but headaches for me. So not saying there's anything wrong with it. There's a lot of great communities going on out there. I'm just not finding the one I want to play around in. So when I can't find something, by God, I'll try to make it myself. I ain't looking for a community. I'm just looking for fucking people who want to talk about these things, who want to, chew on this information. So what I did, and I have the list that I wrote. And yes, I will ramble and I'll lose my train of thought and I'll look all over my, because I have no idea where I'm supposed to look. This isn't what I do. I'm a carpenter, for Christ's sake. And I read books on the side, because I enjoy it. And I'm bringing you people along, whether you want to come or not. And that's the beauty of this. So, because you could just shut it off and you can go about your life and you don't ever have to worry about it. I don't advertise. So if it's something that you're not interested in, ignore it. But for anyone who might be there, this is what I'm doing. So yesterday I had a free moment, and I was listening to that Archaics Drops, and only thing I could do was pick out some buzzwords. Okay. Like that's all this list is. And this is only for the first hour and 2 minutes. So this is an hour and 2 minutes of me listening. And this is what I pulled out. And this is good because I don't have to know about this shit. But if you resonate and I don't even know, resonate, the words stand out to you because that's all this is. It's just little blips of things. These are the kind of topics that I'm looking to discuss on Archaics Decompressed. Okay. I'm always open to talk about whatever. We'll talk about fishing, for Christ's sake. I don't give a shit. But I would love to discuss some of these points. And I might do this again. Jay might drop another video. I might listen, jot a couple words, make another fucking video. I don't know. That's the beauty of this. I don't care. I'm just going with it. Everyone's so worried about getting to a spot. Dude, I like to be balls deep in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is. I don't like editing. I'm not going to edit this shit. I'm not going to put on wares and pretend that I'm some guy I'm not. I'm one dude in Tennessee looking for these conversations. Might find it, might not, but you never know unless you try. Can't be a pussy your whole life, you know? So anyways, I tried to do it and failed miserably. I didn't, though. It didn't fail because I got to meet Braden. Braden follows me on X. He followed me a little while back, and I know he's big in Archaics too. And he was bringing up the Bolsheviks because after I texted, or not texted, after I tweeted, he said, would it be cool to talk about that? And I was like, yes. Now, there was a whole string. And since the conversation didn't happen, I'm not going to bring it up because the conversation is still going to happen. Don't worry about that. It might not happen on X, might not happen on, definitely ain't going to happen on YouTube. It might happen on Rumble. I don't care. It's going to happen somewhere, though. It might happen on Archaics TV or is underground. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't want it to be an echo chamber, though. We all know this shit. I want people to be able to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the dance. That's the dance I'm working. So yeah, as I was listening to that, I thought about it. I mentioned this yesterday. It reminded me as I'm sitting there, these could be all weird Jeopardy questions, but not like Jeopardy, like we all know Jeopardy, where you get the heading and then you answer questions about it. But kinda, it would be more like these are the headings, and then in a perfect world, Jay would go down one of these rabbit holes because these are all distinct rabbit holes. Now they all have overlap, and we all get there, but then yeah, I don't want to go too much deeper into that, what I'm thinking. Yeah, so these are what stood out to me. And I'll just read them as 1902 breakdown, okay? 552 times 4 times pi, or plus pi. I can't remember. I just, whatever. YouTube educated. 1927 earthquake. The Bolsheviks. That was a data point for me because Braden wanted to talk about that. And then I listened to this video and Jay's bringing up the Bolsheviks. I'd really like to know about that. But when I wanted to know about it, it was what they did in the past. So what brought them to there? Because it mainly start with the Germans. What did they do to the Germans? See, I don't know whether they can talk about that. You can talk about Jews all you want as long as you're talking about the narrative they are putting down. I think once you start dabbling in other areas, it's not so easy. Or it might be easy, but you might want to be careful too. So yeah, you always want to use your head when you're doing stuff. I try to the best of my ability. Balls out, but realizing they're out. Anyways, resets would make another great one. This is just one little word. What else did I put? The Carnegie Libraries in 1902 ties back to that. And with the 1,500 libraries that were created in the United States at that time. That's fascinating. What happened with all the other ones? Were there any? Were those books? What books did they put in there? Just that's what I'm saying. Each one of these could be like a heading, and we just go under them, And this isn't just for Jay. This is to to spark shit inside you too, because you may not know about these, you may not care, but you might have a question about it. Like, yeah, I remember this time in one of Jay's thing, he's got like 1,000 some videos out there now that he was talking about, and we can decompress that a little bit. We can just shoot the shit about it. We don't have to know everything. I don't have to know. I don't know everything. I don't know anything. That's why I'm talking to you people. I'm trying to like rap about it though, and talk about it, because the more you can talk about it, the more you can learn, and the more you can relate to someone, the more you can see where they're coming from. And when you can see where they're coming from, then by God, you can understand a little more. So, 1890 scramble. What was the other one? What's the other one? I thought there was one more. Tartar, West, and Far, and the underworld with Babel. And I paused it, and I don't have the list in front of me. And then I started another page. Okay. So that's what I did. And that's what I might do again. Now, the next time I do it, I might have it figured out a little bit more cohesive. I might not. I might just do it the way I do it. I don't know. I'm tired of worrying about that. But it was a good conversation. I'm gonna talk about Braden a little bit. He's 20, and I think I thought I caught he's in forestry, which is cool, And I just he got me thinking back about fuck, when I was 20. My daughter's 20. It's a crazy time, and he's gonna be 35 in 2040. If you don't watch Archaic, you don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm not here to explain that to you. Looking for people who at least have a basic understanding of this shit. I don't want to be your go-to guy to understand. I want to be your go-to guy to fucking shoot the shit about it. That's it. So there's plenty of people who understand, and you can, and the big dog, is always receptive. So you just gotta hit him right, and yeah. Sorry if it sounds like I'm angry or anything. I'm not angry. I got a little frustrated though. Like I said, I said I'd do 3 hours. I didn't do 3 hours. And this isn't, I don't think this is qualifies. This is kind of me just it's not explaining, kind of finishing up, because I was so unsatisfied with the ending. I didn't want it to end that way. I wanted the conversation to take place. That kid got me thinking. He's gonna be 35 in 2040. Talk about just like, that's your peak, dude. He's set up. It's good. His brain is running well and asking cool questions. I like that. And like he was gonna fill me in on the Bolsheviks. I was gonna let him, because, I know everybody knows about them, but I don't. I know little bits and pieces, but boy, I could really pick out a lot of gems from that. And so I'm gonna do it, and it just so happens that was the conversation. That's not what I want to focus on. I'm not rallying on anything. I just want to know about it. I'm an inquisitive soul, okay? And I read a lot of Jewish material, and I just fascinated by it a little bit. You could see by my readings, if you listen to any of the books I do, it's heavily Jewish influence on some of that. It's incredible. And so you just want to break it down and dissect, and, like I said, decompress. And I'm going to figure it out. The next time I do it, unless I get out to the property and I get a burr up my ass, it's going to be here. And I'll have time to do it here correctly probably the week of the 18th. I got work coming. So with work coming, dude, all things are in the air, and it's good. I'm not complaining, because it's the way it needs. And I will navigate that as I need to, I enjoy doing this. So it will definitely be something that is prioritized. Okay. I enjoy doing this more than I enjoy doing sheet metal on a 90 or 100 degree day in Tennessee. So with breakers that keep popping, I don't like that. But I'll do it. I'll do it. But I would much rather naval contemplate. That's what this is. It's kind of fun. Yeah. So this is just another breakdown. But it also ties in with Archaics Decompressed. I'm going to start another one. Unless Jay says, hey, don't you ever put my stuff on there with your face ever again, because I will smack you. And I'll stop. I'll take the hint and I'll leave him alone. I'll walk away. But until he does that, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. And I always feel bad that I'm doing something wrong. So he's got that in his favor. So I'm always second guessing myself. So yeah, this is going out to you guys. I know a lot of the Archaics community followed me on YouTube and Rumble, and a lot of them did on X too. But I knew I was leaving that sucker, and I did. I went and I put a new name, and that later. But yeah. Just remember, I haven't eaten in 2 days. Haven't showered in 3. It's been hot. I got a good story. Dude, when I was leaving, so I'm packing everything up, getting ready to come home. It's hot, in a hurry. I had to siphon some gas from a generator. And I did the old hose trick, took a mouthful, and it took me right back. I'll never forget. 8 years old, and I'm watching my dad. And I think it was a Cutlass, red Cutlass or something. And he's siphoning gas. Dude, he took like the biggest swig I've ever seen anyone ever. And just, I mean, it was, it just came out. And he spit that shit out. And dude, it turned him green. I'll never forget it. And I just remember looking at him and thinking, I don't ever want to fucking do that. And bam. But I didn't get as much as he did. He's still alive. He's still kicking. It's probably what's keeping him alive. But yeah, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Be fucking careful when you're tinkering with shit, especially gas. Especially youngsters that are watching, just don't fucking just be smart. All right. I wish there's got to be a good quote about being able to learn from your elders and learn from the mistakes of others. I can't articulate it, but yeah, that's a very important thing. If there's anything, I've learned a little bit from those moments. So I don't know where I was going with that. I'll get my one reading in. I'm not doing it. I don't think I'm going to do any more because I'm going to get in there and see what the wife's up to. Yeah, I did the Founders Bible. I think I got to do low. I might get low out of me. You might get low out of me. It just all depends. Yeah. So what is today? Friday? I got to go move deer stands tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Just adding to my stuff out there. It's cool though. It's cool. What else? Yeah. I'm going to be busy next week. You can taste it. It's gross, dude. Yeah, the vapor trails. Yeah, I'm going to let it be on that. Braden, thanks again, dude, for coming. Anytime you see my name up there, feel free to hop in and fucking say hello and do whatever. We will continue and we will work these bugs out. That goes for anyone who ever happens to catch my name. I might say hello to you. I never know who's okay to say, hey, look at who the fuck that is. I don't look at that very much. If I'm talking to someone, I'm not looking at what other people are doing. I'm trying to have a conversation. So it's good to do it. I can always revert back. I'm going to need something. But at those moments, if I would look at like what's being talked about or anything that's going on outside of what I'm doing, I will completely get pulled out of the moment. And I don't like getting pulled out of the moment. So, Braden.
Hey, is this the kind of retard that drools and rubs shit in his hair and all that?
I got one too. So we'll figure out how to work them. Until then, how long has this been? So I got you about an hour and a half. Okay. Got you an hour and a half of gibberish. I feel good. Too bad. X doesn't get this. Fuck him. And you can't get me if you don't let me work it. Look, this is working fine. I got that to work fine. I can talk. If I wanted to put pictures out there, I know how to do that. I don't see why I can't do that and have good conversation. So we're gonna keep working on it. Yeah. Stay away from that gasoline. I'll see you.